What can you say, really? Schumer's hunched, literally just like hunchback Schumer, hunched over, grabbing his wrist, uncomfortable. You know, it almost surmised that he really didn't expect the press to come in this room. Pelosi's very stressed. She's holding her hands, stressed smile, not happy. And Pence is bracing for what he thinks is coming. Feet apart, leaned back in the chair. He almost wants not to be there. I don't know if many of you can remember being a small child and when your sibling or someone next to you is getting in trouble by your mother. And you're like, oh, I've been in this spot before. I just want to get away. Thank God it's not me, but I just want to get away. See the foot going up on Schumer, the hand going up, or I should say the fingers going up. No, they're not happy. They did not expect this press to come in.
Okay, thank you very much. It's a great honor to have Nancy Pelosi with us and Chuck Schumer with us. And we've actually worked very hard on a couple of things that are happening. Criminal justice reform. As you know, we just got word that Mitch McConnell and the group, we're going to be putting it up for a vote. We have great Democrat support, great Republican support. So criminal justice reform, something that people have been trying to get, how long, Nancy? Many years. Many, many years. Looks like it's going to be passing, hopefully, famous last words, on a very bipartisan way. And it's really something we're all very proud of. And again, tremendous support from Republicans and tremendous support from Democrats. And I think it's going to get a very good vote. And we'll see soon enough, but it'll be up for a vote very shortly. A lot of years they've been waiting for it. The other thing, the Farm Bill is moving along nicely, and I guess they'll be voting on Friday or so, but pretty close.
Soon.
And we think the Farm Bill's in very good shape. A lot of good things are happening with it, and our farmers are well taken care of. And again, that'll be quite bipartisan, and it'll happen pretty soon. And then we have the easy one, the wall. That'll be the one that will be the easiest of all. What do you think, Chuck? Maybe not?
It's called funding the government, Mr. President.
So we're going to see. But I will tell you the wall will get built. We'll see what happens.
It's called funding the government, Mr. President. Now, I paid attention, and I do believe the only one that will actually get shut down is Homeland Security. I may be wrong on that. Check it. But I'm pretty sure that's it. And since most of you don't know, I myself and my partner are going through the visa process. So that in itself stressed us because that's who deals with all the visas and immigration stuff. So if you shut it down, then you stop all that. But apparently at this moment, Schumer is starting to relax, at least into, it's not as bad as a tongue lashing as he initially thought. He's not grabbing his wrist anymore. He's just now gated, hand claps together. His hunchedness is now supported by his elbows. So we're not seeing, oh my gosh, he's so relaxed. He's just not as tense.
It is not an easy situation because the Democrats have a different view, I think, than I can say.
And of course, now you see his hands doing what they're doing. He's petting himself, so he's reassuring. He's trying to get out of the fight or flight mindset.
The Republicans, we have great Republican support. We don't have Democrat support. But we're going to talk about that now. We're going to see. One thing that I do have to say is tremendous amounts of wall have already been built, and a lot of wall when you include the renovation of existing fences and walls. We've renovated a tremendous amount, and we've done a lot of work. In San Diego, we're building new walls right now, and we've right next to San Diego, we've completed a major section of wall, and it's really worked well. So a lot of wall has been built. We don't talk about that, but we might as well start because it's being built right now, big sections of wall, and we will continue that. And one way or the other, it's going to get built. I'd like not to see a government closing, a shutdown. We will see what happens over the next short period of time. But the wall is a very important thing to us. I might put it a different way. Border security is extremely important. And we have to take care of border security. When you look at what happened with the caravans, with the people, with we shut it down. We had no choice. We shut it down. But it could be a lot easier if we had real border security. I just want to pay my respects to the Border Patrol agents and officers. They've been incredible. the ICE agents and officers. They've been incredible. And very importantly, our military. Our military went in and they did an incredible job. They have been really, really spectacular. A lot of the people that wanted to come into the country, and really they were going to come in no matter how they wanted to come in, they were going to come in even a rough way. Many of these people are leaving now and they're going back to their countries, Honduras, Guatemala, El Salvador, and other countries. They're leaving. If you notice, it's getting a lot less crowded in Mexico. And a lot of them are going to stay in Mexico, and the Mexican government's been working with us very well. So we appreciate that, but they haven't been coming into our country. We can't let people come in that way. So that's pretty much it. We're going to talk about the wall. I wanted to talk about criminal justice reform just to let you know how positive that is. I want to talk about the Farm Bill, how positive that is. And I want to talk about the wall, and I will tell you, it's a tough issue because we are on very opposite sides of, I really think I can say border security, but certainly the wall. But the wall will get built. A lot of the wall is built. It's been very effective. I asked for a couple of notes on that. If you look at San Diego, illegal traffic dropped 92% once the wall was up. El Paso, illegal traffic dropped 72%, then ultimately 95% once the wall was up. In Tucson, Arizona, illegal traffic dropped 92%. Yuma, it dropped illegal traffic 95 to 96%. I mean, and that when I say dropped, the only reason we even have any percentage where people got through is because they walk and go around areas that aren't built. It dropped virtually 100% in the areas where the wall is. So, I mean, it's very effective. If you really want to find out how effective a wall is, just ask Israel. 99.9% effective. And our wall will be every bit as good as that, if not better. So we've done a lot of work on the wall. A lot of wall is built. A lot of people don't know that. A lot of wall is renovated. We have walls that were in very bad condition that are now in A1 tip-top shape. Frankly, some wall has been reinforced by our military. Our military has done a fantastic job. So the wall will get built, but we may not have an agreement today. We probably won't. But we have an agreement on other things that are really good. Nancy, would you like to say something?
Well, thank you, Mr. President, for the opportunity to meet.
She's still in the exact same pose she was when we first saw her. But as the camera pans over, you see Pence over there shift his weight. Like, okay, here it goes. Let's get ready.
Meet with you so that we can work together in a bipartisan way to meet the needs of the American people. I think the American people recognize that we must keep government open, that a shutdown is not worth anything, and that you should not have a Trump shutdown.
So as she's saying this, we're just going over talking points. How did you guess? It's got the believe me look, her hands collapsed into each other. And like I said before, I believe the only part of it that's going to be shut down is Homeland Security. I may be wrong on that, but I believe that's all that it is. Military will continue to function. Your post office, obviously, will continue to function. There's no change, except for all us visas people.
You have the White House.
Did you say Trump?
Shut down.
Oh.
You have the White House. You have the Senate. You have the House of Representatives. You have the votes. You should pass it.
No, we
right
don't have
now.
the votes, Nancy, because in the Senate we need 60
No,
votes.
no, but in the House.
And we don't
you
have.
You could bring it up right now.
Yeah, but
today.
I can't, excuse me, but I can't get it passed in the House if it's not going to pass in the Senate. I don't want to waste time.
Well, the fact is, you can get it started that way.
The House we can get passed very easily.
Okay,
and we
then
do.
do it. Then
But
do
the
it.
problem is the Senate, because we need 10 Democrats.
And this is what it looks like when you have somebody giving facts back, when there's actually debate and discussion. Because then you can point out what's wrong with what they're saying or what's right with what they're saying. But if you have someone who constantly makes it their life mission to never have any opposition to anything they say, they don't know how to counteract that. And that's what you just saw with Pelosi. She just collapses her hands back in and stays stiff. She doesn't know how to counteract that. And I will say that Trump, on the other hand, he's being a little devious today.
To vote, and
Yeah, that's
they
not
won't
the
vote.
point, Mr. President.
So you see him look at that moment at the cameras. He knows what he's doing. I've sit there and I've dealt with these people behind closed doors. I know how they truly act. And now I'm going to bring it out in the limelight and show you all. And I'm going to behave. It's like the person who's recording and the person who's being recorded doesn't know they're being recorded. So the person who's recording who knows What normally would have happened doesn't happen. What normally what was said doesn't get said. But the person unbeknownst to them who's being recorded, well, all their colors come out.
The point is that there are equities to be weighed. And we're here to have a conversation in a prayerful way. So I don't think we should have a debate in front of the press on this. But the fact is the House Republicans could bring up this bill, if they had the votes, immediately and set the tone for what you want.
If we thought we were going to get it passed in the Senate, Nancy, we would do it immediately. We'd get it passed very easily in the House.
No, that's
We
not
would
the
get
point.
it, Nancy, I'd have it passed in.
And then you have the negative head shake, belief system up. Nope, 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 nope. Not listening, shut down. That is not what you want to have in a negotiation. You should never just mentally just start shaking your head, avoid eye contact, and shut down. That's not a good negotiator. That's what children do.
2 seconds. It doesn't matter, though, because we can't get it passed in the Senate because we need 10 Democrat votes.
Well,
That's the problem.
again, let us have our conversation, and then
That's
we can
right.
meet with the press again. But the fact is that legislating, which is what we do,
Right.
you begin, you make your point, you state your case. That's what the House Republicans could do if they had the votes. But there are no votes in the House, a majority of votes, for a wall, no matter where you start.
Exactly right. You don't have
If I needed the votes for the wall in the House, I would have them in one session.
Well, then
would
go
be
do
done.
it. Go do it.
It doesn't help because we need 10 Democrats in
No,
the
don't put
Senate.
it on the Senate.
Pence is getting really irritable here. He's moving a lot, very uncomfortable. And we got the rhetoric of you don't have the votes, you don't have the votes, you don't have the votes. I don't know why that would make him irritable. I could just say that he's becoming very irritable on that right there, that you don't have the votes.
Put it on the negotiation.
Okay, let me ask you this, and we're doing this in a very friendly manner. It doesn't help for me to take a vote in the House where I will win easily with the Republicans.
You will not win.
It
I let it play there. But if you go back, we're doing this in a very friendly manner. Shakes her head, looks towards the press. No.
doesn't help to take that vote because I'm not going to get the vote
Don't put
of
it
the
on
Senate. I
Senate,
need
Mr.
10
President.
senators. That's
Mr.
the
President,
problem.
you have the White House, you have the Senate.
I have the
you
White House. The White
of
House is done,
Representatives.
and the House would give me the vote if I wanted it. But I can't because
you
I need,
can't-
Nancy, I
you
need 10
can't.
votes from Chuck.
No,
All right, let
Mr.
me say
President,
something here.
Let me just say one thing. The fact is, you do not have the votes in the House.
Nancy, I do. And we need
Well,
border
let's take the
security.
vote, we'll
Nancy,
find out.
Nancy, we need border security. It's very simple.
And she's becoming even more agitated. You see a little wiggle there. As her hand goes down and collapses on top of the other one on the side of her knee. More agitated. She's being confronted. Nancy, I do. At this moment, you're right, Trump, you do. But as she sees it, when you do go actually after this, you don't. But again, that's the sign of a bad negotiator. They start zoning out, shaking out. They don't want to hear it. Mental shutdown. Bad negotiator.
Of course we do.
We need border security. People are pouring into our country, including terrorists.
Pence is shaking his leg. I think he's getting really antsy because, one, I don't think this is the first time that there's been a stressful, and calling it is very nice, conversation in this room with people. I would almost say that it's kind of like, these two are really trying to control themselves, talking about Pelosi and Schumer, but he's waiting for Trump to blow up, to be Trump in a negotiation, because Trump is controlling himself as well.
We have terrorists. We caught 10 terrorists over the last very short period of time. 10. These are very serious people. Our border agents, all of our law enforcement has been incredible what they've done. But we caught 10 terrorists. These are people that were looking to do harm. We need the wall. We need, more important than anything, we need border security, of which the wall is just a piece. But it's important. Chuck, did you want to say
Yeah,
something?
here's what I want to say. We have a lot of disagreements here. The Washington Post today gave you a whole lot of Pinocchios because they say you constantly misstate how much the wall is built, how much of the wall is built, and how much is there. But that's not the point here. We have a disagreement about the wall,
Washington
whether
Post.
it's effective or whatever. Not
Yeah, everybody knows. I don't even have to say it. Obviously, while he was talking to Pelosi, Schumer over here has had enough time to mentally think of a rebuttal, which is not a negotiation. It's a form of attack. That doesn't make for a very good negotiator either.
on border security, but on the wall. We do not want to shut down the government. You have called 20 times to shut down the government. You say, I want to shut down.
And then you see Trump stare out at the press. He's actually not looking at him. He's just looking past Schumer. He's irritated. And this is where you go, so if this was the real Trump unleashed, he would have sniped him up right then and there and given whatever rhetoric came out of his mouth. He just shut him down. But the press is in there. We're going to all behave and act like we're good citizens, that we work together. Sorta.
Down the government. We don't. We want to come to an agreement. If we can't come to an agreement, we have solutions that will pass the House and Senate right now and will not shut down the government, and that's what we're urging you to do. Not threaten to shut.
And of course, he knows what those solutions are, and most of you paying attention to news knows what those solutions are. None of those are for border security, which is what the sticking point that Trump is sticking to.
Shut down the government because let me just finish, because you can't get your way.
The last time you shut it down, you got killed.
Let me say.
Now that's the true Trump right there. You don't want to shut down. And he brings his hands up like, stop. Because last time you brought it up, you got killed. This is our Trump behind closed doors in the negotiations that we rarely ever get to see, except for now. But he's been controlling himself. I would have actually liked to have seen Pence's reaction to that one. Like, oh God, just please God, let him calm down.
Something, Mr. President, you just.
And then he does. He puts his hands back in their position, gets down, hunkers down, starts listening again. So he had his one outburst. He couldn't control himself anymore. And then he let him have it. So as you know, everybody in this room is behaving themselves to an extent. Nothing is actually true to nature. Pelosi and herself, Schumer and himself, Trump and himself. Pence is just praying to God that it doesn't go to hell and back. And pretty much it seems like the only argument going down is what's going to happen with Homeland Security when the government shuts down. And for those of you who do not know, essential personnel, regardless if the government shuts down or not, always has to show up. Paycheck or no paycheck.
Say my way or we'll shut down the government. We have a proposal that Democrats and Republicans will support to do a CR that will not.
And again, you're sitting there seeing him look over, and he keeps looking over and he's tapping his hands. This is another one of those moments Trump is controlling himself because he'd really like to say something. And his silence is giving Schumer enough confidence that he's now actually looking at Trump.
Shut down the government. We urge you to take it.
And if it's not good border security, I won't take it.
It is very good border.
And if it's not good, and then he runs into it. If it's not, I'm going to snap back. I've let you speak. Now I'm going to talk. And what does Schumer do? He stops looking at him instantly and goes to his hand, or his wrist, I should say. So Schumer's strength is only when you're bowing down to him. If you do not bow down to him, he runs. So really, he's a pushover. He's all bark and no bite.
It's not good border security, I won't take it.
It's what the
Because when you look at these numbers of the effectiveness of our border security, and when you look at the job that we're doing with...
He just submitted to there. The arm goes up, head goes down. Because there's nothing there. You can't argue with that. No, he doesn't want to look at him because there's nothing there. All right, I'm done with the hunchbacks. If you liked it, leave a like.
If you like the content, please subscribe using this link via specific feeds. You'll be sent notifications to the full-length videos and ones that can't make it to YouTube, and you won't mysteriously be unsubscribed either. There is now a video course available on her website for gold subscribers, where Mandy teaches more about her techniques of deception detection. There's also other content such as the Crime Series and Interesting Minds series and monthly podcasts available to both gold and silver subscribers.
If you like it, please share and subscribe. Thanks for watching.